Okay, here we are in the mobile app. And in my last few videos, I talk about DCA and accumulating. And I like to do that with the comics. I like to collect the comics, but I also want to have a comic book store. I believe in the NFT space. I believe it's going to be huge. And I'm starting to think in a 5-year time frame instead of like overnight, like it was a couple years ago. And so what that does is give me time to study the market, learn the market, stack in the market, and because I also like to collect and I want to have my personal collection and then those that I will flip and sell, just like it's a regular store in the real world. It's the same, like you have an eBay store or you have a booth at a flea market or something like that, except it's online. You're on the best real estate in the world when it comes to NFTs right now, VeVe. And that's what we all share in common with that store is everybody has access to you no matter who you are, depending on how you price it, how you, whatever your imagination is as far as getting it to the front when people come onto this website. And the easiest thing to do is you floor it. But there's other ways to sell, like mint numbers. Some people think if it's not a low mint number, it's no good. There's people who collect specific mint numbers for whatever reason that might be. And it might be the number 2875, but they don't advertise it. They just collect it. So what I recommend is when you post something, if you're going to sell it, like a common comic from yesterday's drop, put it on there for double the price. Instead of you got $6.99 into it, put it on there for $15. If that person is collecting it, they might just go ahead and buy it. If you get too greedy, they're going to wait for it to, or they'll send you an offer. Either way, it's all good. And if the worst thing that happens is you don't sell it, and in 30 days they take it off, or you take it off sooner. Okay. The drop coming on the day after Christmas evidently is a pretty newer big comic, so I'm probably going to go for it. And on those days that I go for it, I don't stack because the money I do $10. That's my budget every day, and it's just like you would be investing in your store, acquiring inventory. So I'm either collecting the item or I'm collecting inventory. Okay, so on the days of the drops, unless it's a higher expensive gem drop, if it's under my $10, I do that. And with the change left over, I either leave it there or I go find me a $2 comic that I've been wanting to get and stack, and I do that. So let's go ahead and find the comic that I want to get. And I just go to the market. And I kind of, I know what I'm wanting and what I need. Like I need the Return of the Jedi. Now what do I get? A common, a rare? Pretty much it's commons because I like the original covers. And I think that's going to be a popular, I'm thinking of the store now, not my own personal collection. I of course, in my own personal collection, want the common because that's got the original cover. But I do a lot of stacking of the commons, but in Silver Age, and then I think we only have one Golden Age comic, and that's Marvel #1. So whatever, but that's it. The secret rare or the Silver Age and the Golden Age is what I try to accumulate. This is not a Silver Age, the Return of the Jedi, but Star Wars. Now I'm talking brands. That's a big item to have that I want to, stack in my store. And right now, what I'm going by is stacking 10. At the minimum 2, one for myself and then one to flip. And whether you're doing it for profit or just to build your collection, when you flip, you can then take the extra gems you made and buy more product without having to stick any more of your own money in. So if it works out that way, that's what you want. Okay, now I'm collecting Incredible Hulks right now, but they're like $30, $35. So usually to get one of these, I'll sell something else. Like right now I got the She-Hulk collectible secret rare for sale. And if I sell that, I'll pick up 3 or 4 of something like the Incredible Hulk #1 or Avengers #1, Iron Man #1. The things are a little bit out of reach for my budget at DCA day. And I can always just put the $10 in and not spend it, or accumulate, gems from selling stuff and then wait and do it that way. So there's nothing in that initial opening. So we're going to go through the whole thing here. Of course, the Amazing Spider-Man #252, very expensive. It's only 1,000 of those. I've stocked up on the Ghost Rider first appearance. You got Iron Man #1. I kind of need some more of those. And it's not, if I'm skipping any of these comics, it's not because they're not any good. It's just I'm concentrating on Silver Age, top brands like Star Wars that I know, even though it's not Silver Age, it's going to sell. And the one Golden Age, Marvel #1. But all of these are first appearances. All of these are pretty valuable comics and will be. Like the Fantastic Four here, #12. That's a Silver Age. That's one I will be stacking. She-Hulk #1, I got a few of those. So what am I looking for today? I'm going to go to Amazing Spider-Man #1. I always go to that first because I want to stack those. And then from there, I look at the Fantastic Fours. Now, there's a ton of Spider-Man #1s, the Amazing Spider-Man. Star Wars, there's the #1. I've been stacking those. Those are going for about $8. Let's see what the Amazing Spider-Man's going for. $4.98. That's the first appearance of Doc Octopus. So I could get 2 of those. This one right here, 41 Avengers, or Avengers, there's 41 of them. There's only 1,000 of those. And it's only in common. That was dropped from a convention. They did it during a convention, a secret drop that nobody was aware of. Okay, here's Spider-Man #1. Let's see what it's going for. Okay, it's $11.29. It was $11.99 yesterday. If that drops below $10, I'll grab it. Or if I have a little bit, sometimes I'll put the $10 in or sell something. And if I have, enough to cover it, I'll grab it. But right now I can't get it because I don't have that much in there. And by DCAing, I'm always getting the best still every day that's possible because I can move around and instead of doing it all in one day. Avengers is about 16, so that's out of my league. I got a lot of these Marvel Team Up #1s. I think I got about 30 of them. Just because it's not that it's the first appearance of anybody, but Marvel Team Up, Spider-Man and the Human Torch. Okay, let's see what else we got going on. But also by doing this, it gives you a good idea of what's going on with particular comics that if you don't look at it but once a week or every 2 weeks. Now, Spider-Man #4, that would be one I would get if it was low enough. And that's going to be, let me see how much I got. No, I've only got 3 cents. So when I put in, I only have 10.3. I'm barely missing that one, maybe tomorrow, because people get impatient. They keep dropping, Okay, Fantastic Four #13. That's a Silver Age. Now this one right here, the X-Men number 64. That was dropped if you were a holder of Marvel Unlimited. If you had the Plus plan, which it was like $100 a year, and that gives you access to all the digital comics that Marvel owns on the platform to read. You don't own them, but it gives you access. And it came out to like $8 a month or something like that. And if you're an annual Plus holder, they sent you this code that you could use on VeVe, and then you got this comic. Now, the cheapest one right now is $4.25, I think. Did I do the cheapest one? Yeah, $4.25. And if you go down to here, it's showing they sent out 1,850. Now, here's the big question mark about this comic. And some people can go look it up. I don't know what the exact number is, but they did not turn in 1,850 codes. And it's only in common. There's no other variants. So if you're holding this, when they finally it times out of you, like when the code expires, if only 150 turned them in, you've got one of the most rarest comics on VeVe. I can't give you that information right now because I don't know. But even at 1850, it's a very common, very rare comic. Now, right now, if you go to Marvel Unlimited and use the code HOLIDAY23, you get the entire year for $55. And I can't guarantee they're going to drop one. They usually drop them in February or March. They don't announce it. They just done it for the last 2 years. And I'll show you the other comic they did. But if you have this, if you're Marvel Unlimited Annual Plus, and they do send it out, you'll get it. It will come as an email. It will have a code. You put it in, boom, you got the comic, whatever that might be. Now, they might not do it again. They've done it the last 2 years in a row, or they might even do something better. I don't know. They don't even announce it. They just did it as a thank you for people who were on Marvel Unlimited. So anybody in VeVe who's not on Marvel Unlimited is missing out, because I'm telling you, the 55 you'd pay for the whole year, you're going to get it back if they do this. Again, they could have discontinued this and you don't get another one ever. I don't know. But the other thing is, you get a box with 2 to 3 comics with covers that are only in those boxes. You get a miniature figure. You get some other knickknacks, and it's a box full of goodies. All of that for $55. It's a no-brainer to me. I've been in it since they started it back in 2012 or 13, whatever year it was. Definitely recommend it. Okay, Amazing Fantasy. This is a must-have comic. Common cover, going for $2.95. That's out of reach for a lot of people. Definitely want to have this comic. Nothing here is financial advice. It's all entertainment purposes only. But that's definitely out of the way of the DCA. Now, if I sold some big items in the market, I'd turn that gems and go get some of these. I've never withdrawn off VeVe since I started back 3 years ago. I haven't ever taken off a dime. That's on me. They're open now. You can withdraw money. But my strategy has been to DCA, accumulate, flip, and redo. Definitely Giant Size X-Men's a great comic to have, but right now that's X-Men #1, the same thing. There's a Hulk. All 3 of those comics I'm stacking. Fantastic Four #2. This is one that's been slept on. It's the first appearance of the Skrulls. Silver Age, going for $6.16 right now. I could get one of those and then something else. Or I could just get one of these, leave the leftover in the thing, and tomorrow get a Spider-Man #1. Luke Cage, Hero for Hire. That's one you want to stack. And that's really cheap right now. Way disrespectful right now. $2, $2 or $3 a comic right now. Let's go take a look. Yeah, $3. I could get 3 of those. Hell, I might even do that. Okay, Amazing Spider-Man number 2. Let's see if anybody's dumping it. 14, nope. Out of range today. Fantastic Four. I've got a lot of these under 1. There's a lot of these. They dropped like 48,000 of them. This is one of the first comics that dropped if you were back when they first started. And yeah, $11.98. It's getting close. It's been coming down. So I'll pick some up if it gets under 10. What's the uncommon at? $16.98. Okay. That X-Men number 4, they dropped a lot of those. That was one of the first. I think that was the first X-Men they dropped. And even if not, it's still Silver Age. So I'm stacking those. Okay, here's the Fantastic Four number 5, Doctor Doom. I might get one of these today. Nope. Now I was picking those up for $5 a few months ago. They went as low as $5. Journey into Mystery, definitely that's going to be a $30 one. 35, maybe 40, 32. Daredevil number 1. Can't have enough of these. $9.60. I could go ahead. This might be the one that I get today at $9.60. That's a definitely strong Silver Age comic. Journey into Mystery. This was one of the first comics they dropped. $4.20. I could get 2 of those. There's a lot of them for right now, but when the shit hits the fan, there's not going to be enough of them. I guarantee it. Iron Man's a little bit too expensive right now. This Dazzler could be. Now, this isn't a Silver Age, but this is one that I might stack. It's a little overpriced right now, I think, but it could be a biggie because of Taylor Swift. And, you know, you get fans like Taylor Swift coming into the app. They're going to tear a comic like that up, especially if she's playing the part. Fantastic Four, number 52. First appearance of the Black Panther. Let's see what these are going at. $11.99. But anyway, I do this every day. And that's how I keep you can do it through apps too. Like they got Stacker. They've got VeVe Statistics. They've got all sorts of apps that you can go to and look at. But sometimes when you look through it live, you can get some really good deals. Avenger Annual number 10. I don't think I'll pass on that one right now. This X-Men number 141, 142. Great X-Men storyline. Love those issues. Tells of Suspense, number 45. Those are good ones to stack. Now, these addictions, I told you all that the other day. I put all mine up for sale because they doubled in price. They have not sold. Not a single one. And I have every single rarity except the ultra rare. And so what that could indicate was that the prices jumped in price. They doubled. So that could be an indication of delisting, which is an automatic system. Let's see if I'm on I floored everything and I still would have doubled my money. Yeah, see, I did mine at 8. There I am right there, Tarl Cabot. And people have already, so that was probably delisting. Let's look at yeah, I had mine at 80 and 2 other people have already, so that was probably delisting. Is not that the fact people were buying them, but that comic is VeVe's very first comic. So that's a huge one. That's one you want to stack. And you're like, well, why are you selling yours? Well, I'm going to hopefully buy back in when, I was hoping to sell it at double. When they go back down, I'll buy some more and do it over again. Then sometimes they just keep going up and you're out of luck. But Okay, the X-Men number 14's a Silver Age. First appearance of the Sentinels. Amazing Spider-Man number 15, Kraven, that's a good one. Mary Jane, that's a good one. Spider-Man number 121. They're all good. They're all first appearances. Now, here's the granddaddy of them all. And there's a ton of them. It was the very first comic they dropped on VeVe. It was the very first Marvel comic. And you can still get it for $33. That's incredible. Now, there's like 48,000 of them. But this was at one time going for 300 to 400. And I do believe it will be that again. So that's one always to stack. Amazing Spider-Man 31. First appearance of Gwen Stacy. Not a Silver Age, but definitely stackable. $7. I don't know if I even have any of those. No. I might get one today. I think it's been a little bit higher. I've been waiting for it to come down. Now these propagandas, that's the that artist's comic. And let me see what they're going for. Yeah, they're real cheap right now. But you know what? That's probably a set you want to grab and put together. Sergeant Fury. Now this one's real cheap for right now. $2.49. I could get 4 of those today. And I might. That's a Silver Age comic. First appearance of Sergeant Fury when he was still in like World War II. It's not the modern. Same guy though. Well, not if you go by the movies. Samuel L. Jackson plays the movie. Here's a big one. First appearance of Submariner. Or actually, it's not his first appearance. It's the, what are they labeling it as? Because he's in the Golden Age. Yeah, the first Marvel Age appearance of Namor. This isn't his first appearance, though. He's in older comics. And that's going to be a huge drop. 1024. And I don't have any. I might get me one today if I... No, I won't be able to. This one is kind of confusing because it's the first appearance of Hercules. But he did appear earlier, but the character wasn't really Hercules. It was a guy dressed up as Hercules. So this counts as the first appearance of Hercules. And that's a bargain right now, $3.90, especially after his movie comes out. But and even if it didn't, it would be a good. Amazing Spider-Man number 6. There's only, God, they did it. We're in the age of the low mint, 1575. How many of these they do? 3,000, I think, or 6,000? Yeah, 3,000 editions. That's of the common. I think they only did 6,000 of that's a good one to have. Okay, now the Kang. Everybody's worried because Kang guy got fired. Winters or whatever his name is. That has no effect. It might, because of people, the way they think. But Kang is Kang. He's not who the actor is, okay, who got in trouble. They can recast him or they could change the storyline. They can do whatever they want because Kang is a time traveler. And in the comics, he comes back as different people. So, and he wears a mask, so they can make him whoever they want. So this comic is very valuable. Ultimate Fallout, the first appearance of Miles Morales, must have, and it's $12.50. I might pick that up if it drops below 10. First appearance of the Scorpion. The Tarzans, that's kind of a niche, but those are pretty good value right now, especially they're very low mint. I mean, super low mint. I might spend time stacking that when I get a chance. It's almost impossible to catch up, All right, what else we got here? I'm still thinking I'm going with the Daredevil. Here's the other comic that they sent out. The one comic I showed you before, X-Men number 64, whatever number it was, that Marvel Unlimited sent out. This was the first one, the Amazing Spider-Man number 130, and that's going for $375. Now here, they say they sent out 5,100. But again, how many people actually turned in that code? Because the people who got the code weren't VeVe people. They were Marvel Unlimited. And I'm telling you, it doesn't VeVe people will transfer the other way, but it doesn't come the other way from Marvel Unlimited, because there's still a lot of comic book collectors who are anti-NFT, and they probably just threw the code away, not knowing and not even checking into what it might be. So even though they sent out 5,100 mints, it could be less than 1,000. It could be less than 500. I don't know how to verify that. Okay, and that's all of them. Okay, I'm going to go with Daredevil. I'm going to get me another one today, and then I'm going to start this every day just to show you how it works. You can see how I do. You can follow my store, and you can see if I crash and burn, or if things take off, I do well. But when things are like they are now and have been for the last couple of years, if you DCA and accumulate, and you do it in a way where you're not, it's disposable income, you're not going crazy on it, you can do very well in a bull market, very well. And that will be my comic book store, because people will come to me to get it. I'd be able to floor it, or at least be competitive, and just continue to build over the years, and it will get larger and larger, and having a great time doing it, So anyway, please like and subscribe. If you haven't gone and seen my proadvertisersclub.com site, go do that, sign up, start advertising for free. And thank you for watching, and have a nice day.